At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Men, I've seen this question floating around social media since day one, right? And I've seen some brothers get some very solid answers to it. But today we're going to break this thing down to nuts and bolts. Brothers, are we meant to be monogamous? Now, to answer the question on if it's in man's nature to be monogamous or not, we first have to understand what man is. And there's no better source to go to than the Bible, the first book. Genesis chapter 1 says, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it." So simply put, we are beings that are made in the image and likeness of the Creator, right? We're pretty much mini-me's of the source. In other words, we are creators. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go back and think of the planet in its original state, right? Now, in my mind, a chunk of it looks like the Amazon forest, and another portion of it looks mostly like, the beautiful deserts of the Middle East. But now think about what the planet looks like in its current form, right? We have skyscrapers, we have cars and highways, we have planes to travel, we have cell phones to talk to somebody on the other side of the planet. Now, why is this? It's because a part of being human, a part of being made in his image, is that we are by default made to expand. Now, this is something that's not optional, brothers. This is something that as men we must do, or we're no longer even needed on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Even the Bible says, and I'm paraphrasing, even the Bible says that ye are the salt of this earth. And if that salt happens to lose its savor, then it's no longer needed on this planet, and it should be cast out. You know what I'm saying? Now, all men are inherently aware of this. You know what I'm saying? And all men know that through the course of their life, they're to always be expanded. So let's go back to the beginning of time, right? What was man's primary means of expansion? It was procreation. Before man was fully aware of who he was and what he was capable of, his most powerful form of expressing himself, his most powerful form of expansion was to procreate, was to create another human. You know what I'm saying? Now fast forward several years to the times of the prophets. Even when the prophets said, you are made in the image of God. Those that believe are the sons and daughters of the Creator. You know what I'm saying? Even during that time, men were still confused. Even when the messenger said, not only the things you see me do, but greater things you'll be able to do also. Even then, the majority of mankind was still in the dark on who he was. So let's fast forward to today, men. Mankind overall, despite having the ability to build spaceships and build the internet, mankind overall is still pretty much in the dark, when it comes to knowing who we are and what we're capable of. So the man that's unaware of those two things, what does that man do as far as expansion? What does that man do to remain the salt of the earth? He resorts to the most prehistoric form of expansion known to man, and that's procreation. Now, when I hear women say things like, "Oh, my man is a dog, my man cheated, I think my man is stepping out," I don't say my man in my mind that, oh, she probably got a dude that's messed up, or she got a bad dude. I simply say to myself, you know what? She simply has a man that lacks understanding. And this is why I say that man lacks understanding. Because any man that uses, procreation, or the simulation of procreation as a primary source of expansion, he's operating on his lowest level. You know what I'm saying? Any man that is fully aware of who he is and what he's capable of is fully aware of sexual transmutation, is fully aware that he can create anything on this planet, manifest anything that he wants out of nothingness. So really, brothers, we've been asking the wrong question. The question is not, are men meant to be monogamous? Because the question itself comes from the mindset of one who's on a lower level. The real question is man aware of who he is? The real question is man aware of what he's capable of? The real question is, where are men choosing to channel their energy? I can tell you this, brothers. The man that is aware of his creative power, right? The man that is aware that he can operate on a much higher level when it comes to his creation, when it comes to his ability to expand, when it comes to him being the salt of the earth. A man with this information, he doesn't have time to be entertaining multiple women, because in his mindset, he's looking at the total amount of hours in the day. He's looking at the woman he's already entertaining, and he said, I don't have enough time, or I have barely enough time, to entertain this woman. You know what I'm saying? So to be in a mindset of entertaining multiple women from the get-go is man thinking about creation on a lower level. The man that chooses, to be in DMs every day, a man that chooses to run around and quote unquote chase women, is pretty much a man that's just not going 100% in life. It's pretty much a man choosing to be with women as opposed to getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite books, Outwitting the Devil, it speaks about this. It says, if humans would control their sex desires and transmute them into a driving force with which to carry on their occupation, that is, if they spent on their work 1/2 the time they dissipate in the pursuit of sex, they would never know poverty. So what does this mean, brothers? It means that at all times, we need to be in search of our higher selves. It means that a lot of the issues that we have personally, it means that a lot of the issues that we have in our communities can be mitigated just by focusing our energy on higher levels of existence, on higher levels of consciousness, on higher levels of creation. You know what I'm saying? We have the ability, man, to invent things, to come up with cures, to even creating content to help other brothers. That's what being salt of the earth is. It's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'm out. Eddie!